At a tense press conference held inside LaGuardia Airport's main terminal, Transportation Secretary Duffy and National Air Traffic Controllers Association, NATCA, President Mark Daniels addressed the deepening crisis caused by the ongoing federal government shutdown. Both leaders painted a troubling picture of the strain being placed on the country's aviation system as the shutdown drags into its third week. Daniels warned that air traffic controllers, who are responsible for managing tens of thousands of flights daily, are being pushed to the breaking point. Controllers are exhausted, working long hours without pay, and morale is crumbling, he said. The skies are safe today, but safety margins are shrinking every hour this continues. Secretary Duffy echoed those concerns, describing the situation as unsustainable. She emphasized that critical aviation services, from radar maintenance to safety inspections, are now understaffed or suspended. We are asking professionals to keep America's airways safe under impossible conditions, Duffy stated. Congress must act immediately to restore funding and ensure stability in our transportation network. At LaGuardia, passengers are already feeling the effects. Travelers have reported longer security lines, flight delays, and reduced staff visibility at gates. Similar disruptions have been confirmed at other major airports, including Chicago O'Hare, Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson, and Dallas-Fort Worth. Industry analysts warn that if the shutdown continues, the aviation sector could face cascading delays, canceled routes, and mounting economic losses. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, operating with limited staff, is prioritizing only essential operations, leaving critical modernization and training programs on indefinite hold. As the government shutdown continues without resolution, the crisis is now spreading beyond airports and into the heart of America's financial system. The Internal Revenue Service, IRS, announced today that it will furlough nearly half of its workforce, a move that will have immediate and far-reaching consequences for millions of Americans. Under the shutdown contingency plan, the IRS will suspend most of its customer service operations, leaving taxpayers unable to reach assistance lines, resolve account issues, or process amended returns. Routine audits and enforcement actions will also come to a halt, creating uncertainty for both individuals and businesses. We're down to a skeleton crew, one senior IRS official said anonymously. Only those performing essential tasks, like protecting sensitive data or ensuring system security, are still on duty. The timing couldn't be worse. With tax filing season approaching, the furlough means delays in tax refunds, slower processing of returns, and disruptions to small business compliance. Economists warn that this reduction in activity could temporarily remove billions of dollars from consumer circulation, further straining an economy already showing signs of stress. The Congressional Budget Office, CBO, estimates that each day of the shutdown costs roughly $400 million in lost compensation to furloughed workers, a figure that compounds as federal employees miss paychecks and reduce spending. Analysts also warn that the ripple effects could extend to contracted workers, IT vendors, and local economies reliant on federal operations. For now, the IRS insists that critical systems remain secure, but the agency acknowledges that prolonged inactivity could create backlogs lasting months after the government reopens. As the shutdown lingers, the question of when or if normal operations will resume grows more uncertain by the day. The roots of the ongoing government shutdown lie deep within Washington's entrenched political divide over healthcare funding. At 12 a.m. on Wednesday, October 1st, the federal government officially shut down after Congress failed to pass a continuing resolution that would have kept agencies open. What began as a procedural disagreement has quickly escalated into a full-scale political confrontation, with millions of Americans caught in the crossfire. Republican leaders in the House introduced a stopgap spending bill that would fund the government through November 21st. They argue that the measure provides stability while broader budget talks continue. However, Democrats have blocked the proposal, claiming it fails to allocate sufficient resources for healthcare programs that serve low- and middle-income families. At the center of the debate are two key issues: the future of the Affordable Care Act, ACA, subsidies, which are set to expire at year's end, and the recent Medicaid cuts enacted under President Donald Trump's Big Beautiful Bill. Democrats insist that any spending measure must include a renewal of ACA subsidies and restoration of Medicaid funding slashed by the Trump administration. This shutdown isn't about politics, it's about people's health, said Senate Minority Leader Maria Torres in a floor speech. We cannot continue funding the government while stripping essential care from millions of Americans. Republicans, meanwhile, accuse Democrats of holding the budget hostage for political gain. They're playing games with the livelihoods of federal workers, said House Speaker Grant Walters. With negotiations stalled, there is no clear path forward, and analysts warn that each passing day deepens the damage to federal services and public trust. Until compromise emerges, the shutdown stands as a vivid symbol of Washington's deep partisan divide and a reminder of how fragile government stability can be.